Anytime now.
Here we go. Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamescast, episode 309. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Pew pew!
And Tony Korkanakis. I just hit my headphones.
Ping ping! Deflection.
Isn't that Genji thing?
Yep.
That bastard killed me yesterday as Zenyatta. He did that to me. I'm like, fuck, I didn't stop in time. And I'm like, I'm papered to myself.
You see him running at you.
Deflect Zenyatta shit?
Yeah.
He deflect everything except for...
No.
You can't
Zarya.
deflect
I was going to say, except for the people with the laser beams and the
Can't do mine.
freezing shit.
Symmetra kills him, like, all the time.
Yeah, the laser beams and the freezing shit. He can't deflect, but
I just assumed
Like
Zenyatta
target
stuff
bolt.
for energy things.
he can deflect 76's heal.
Helix rocket? Wait,
He
heal?
Heal. If he drops a heal and he deflects it at the right time, it'll heal Genji instead.
What?
Really?
That's ridiculous. I
This
didn't
character
even...
is
he doesn't-
ridiculous. This
he doesn't
character is
reflect-
ridiculous.
He doesn't reflect a Discord or, like, Discord.
Good.
Or,
If he could
No.
deflect that, that'd be fucking ridiculous, and I would just yell
That
at
would
him
be
all the time.
awesome.
he can deflect all of Ana stuff, though.
Mhm. Anyway.
All right, welcome, listeners, to episode 309. We have a good amount of news.
News.
A good amount of news. We don't have all
Not
good
good
news.
news.
It's all bad
Not
news.
not good news, but a good amount of news. We're gonna kick it off with a delay, which almost I don't know,
Yay.
Corey.
It's
Now,
par
Corey,
for
do
the
we have
course.
Corey? Do we have a bet on Last Guardian? Because I think we do.
Sure
I can't
do.
remember if we do, but I think it's one.
Well,
that we can
I don't
go
know what
with.
happened. I had to reinstall Slack, but we had it in our announcements.
I thought we did. So we do, and it got delayed till December 7th. Are you nervous?
Well, now that they've set a precedent that this is the last time, it's
They
not
just
the
said
last
that
time.
though.
No, I'm saying, let me finish. Now that they set the precedent that they can change the last time to whenever last time is with Uncharted, and they just did that here again, I have no faith that this will come out anytime soon.
I don't think it's
But
making December 7th.
I
just don't.
I still stand by my bet that it's coming out.
Oh, sure,
But
sure.
I am
See,
not pleased that they delayed it again.
Again, I may
Oh,
lose this
sure.
bet by 23 days, but everybody thought Jim's nuts for making this bet. I'm damn close now. Damn close. That's all.
Still will lose though.
Mm-hmm.
23 days instead of 3 months.
We'll
I
see.
made the call when they said it was coming out in October, and I was like, there's no chance.
Didn't they say guaranteed release date or something like that?
They said the last. I mean, with Uncharted it was the last one. With this one, it's like definitely coming. I mean, we have no faith that we cannot believe anything anymore, unless you're Bethesda. But now we can't even believe them because Sony's like, fuck you. So I don't know. We'll get to that. Is that on here? I think that's on.
That's
Yeah, well,
this?
that's there. That's there.
Oh, I mean, it's like, who knows anymore? Like, it's just unfortunate. Until it is on store shelves and you are playing the game, it's not coming out that day.
I can't believe that 2 months makes a big difference in, not even 2 months. It was like, 6 weeks gives a big difference for help them? I just don't see it.
After 10 years in the making or whatever for
Yeah.
Last Guardian.
Final
Yeah, this
Fantasy
is-
is doing the same thing. It's like, why?
Who's going to
Why?
win? Who's beating who out? I don't know. It's going to be
Final
close. It's
Fantasy's coming out first already. We know
coming down
this.
to the wire. We'll see about that. It's coming down to the wire.
The
Meanwhile,
real question.
What?
The real question is, will either be good when they come out?
Meanwhile, Japanese players are playing Persona 5 right now, so
What?
fuck you guys. Yeah,
Bastards.
I listened to the entire soundtrack today. At
I
work.
started
It was-
picking
yeah.
up. I started playing Persona 4, and then I stopped because I'm like, there's no chance I'm going to finish this game before 5, so I'm just going to wait till 5. So
What?
You have
What?
like 5 months.
You're gonna have it? Yeah, like 5 months.
There's no chance. Is it like 100 hours?
You
80.
you can beat it in 40 hours for
All
sure.
because of Overwatch.
But Overwatch will stop you.
Overwatch,
I put-
Gears of War,
You can if you
Final
blow
Fantasy.
if you don't like do all the extra stuff, you can beat it pretty quickly. Actually,
Okay, I'll try to get through it then. I'll try. So
depends on how. Yeah, it depends on how much you want
It's not to beat
grind.
Fire Emblem though.
yeah, no, that's the other one I played mostly. I'm getting into what I've been up to right now, but played. Tony, you texted me about you finishing Birthright finally, so I was like,
Revelations.
shit. time to get. Oh, Revelations. I'm sorry, not Birthright. Revelations. I'm like, shit. It's time for me to get back to Fire Emblem. So now I'm on mission 18, chapter 18 in there. Dude, once I got past chapter 13, that was the one I've been trapped on since who knows how long.
Yeah, 13's like the cock block. Like, this is fucking far.
Like,
I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I breezed through 3 other chapters straight after that. Like, breezed through those chapters, and now there's 17 I'm on. So I don't know. We'll see how this one goes. But I breezed through, no losses. I didn't even hiccup. I just like fucking bum rush people, and it was just over. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad back to that. I'm bringing it to work with me to play every now and again. So, but back into Fire Emblem for myself. But I'm hungry for RPGs right now, and there's nothing out there to fill that hunger. Really, right? I mean, Final Fantasy would have had a great spot right now for September 30th. It would have been perfect.
I mean, Persona 4 is an RPG, so...
But I didn't want to, like I said, I thought I was going to hold off on it because I never thought I'd finish it in time. And then the other aspect, I really need to finish this game by the end of the year to give myself, like, time off between Personas. Because I'm guessing
we don't have to play Persona right away. Yeah, Horizon that month, too.
I'm looking forward to Persona. Oh, Horizon, yeah, I might get that, depending on how it comes out.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, here's the thing, I don't think Persona 4 is particularly challenging unless you're doing the optional content. So I mean, really, if you wanted, you could actually just watch the anime adaptation, which I thought was actually pretty decent.
No, there's 2 of them too. There's Golden and there's normal.
Yeah, I didn't watch Golden anime. I watched the original.
I mean, do the games actually have stuff to do with each other? I thought they were all different stories.
It's similar to like Final Fantasy, where they don't really
tie
cross over.
Well, hold on. Persona 3 and Persona 4 definitely, they all take place in the same universe. They reference other characters.
Yeah, but they're separate stories, though, and different.
Right, but it's not a different universe.
But they're not different universes. Right. I thought they're all different universes, like whole new like Final Fantasy.
Well,
I thought this was
starting
like
at
Final Fantasy.
3, it is. Like 1 and 2 are completely different, but then 3 and 4 are separate universes.
I mean, I'm new to it. I'm psyched for Persona 5, even though I'm new to it, but I'm psyched for it. So. But I'll be back. I guess I'll go back to play Persona on my...
fighting game, there's storylines with them coming together.
I mean, right. The thing is, I don't think you're going to be at a loss if you play them out of order anyway. Like, if you do 4 after 5. The only thing I would question is, like, the quality of life. Because, like, I mean, point A is that going from 3 to 4 was a huge difference, at least for me, because in Persona 3, you only had control of your main character. Like, the other 3 party members were AI controlled. So it's like, I'd be sitting there and be like, I'm weak. Please heal me. Please heal me this turn. And it's like Mitsuru would be like, Marin fucking Karen, which is a goddamn debuff. And I'm like, And then I die. And it's like game over. Like, oh my god. But then Persona 4, they just gave you full control of all the characters. So it's like, oh, thank God. This game is so much easier now. So playing it in reverse order would be interesting. But,
yeah, you'd have less features.
Plus, like, the way that it's styled and the way that it's going to look is going to be completely different too.
Yeah, I'm going to try to finish.
Just going back to 3, even for me, it was just based off of the look was a little tricky as well.
It's rough.
Because I was like, I want to brush up on 3, but then I was like, I don't want to do it right now. They did make the PSP version, which is a little different. It's more it's not. Yeah, it's not real. It's not like fully 3D or anything. The whole time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, wait, where are we? Let's start the podcast.
Let's start the news.
Let's start the podcast. Welcome, listeners, to 309. All right, let's kick off the news with. Well, we did talk about Last Guardian already. We did kick off the news. So yeah, that's coming out December 7th. Getting back to what we originally were talking about. Hopefully, it's coming out December 7th. Corey's hoping.
Talk more
For me, I'm hoping more than Jim might be open, but
I'm hoping it's.
I mean, at the end of the day, none of us are buying this game, right?
What, Last Guardian? I have it on pre-order. We'll see.
Well, no. I will probably get it when it has the sale.
This is a No Man's Sky for me. It's like, it's not going to live up to the hype. Yeah, it's not going to be worth the wait. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, talking about games that... I mean, ReCore...
What do you do? What do you do in that game? I don't know.
ReCore is another game that...
is fine for me to not...
Yeah,
anyway,
ReCore's coming out right now, and that's an action game that I've been looking forward to as an original title for Xbox. We're always talking about all these sequels to games and how we want new IPs, and I'm trying to embrace these new IPs as best I can, and that I keep getting disappointed. And I'm not saying I'm disappointed by ReCore because I haven't played it yet, but I can tell you that the early reviews for it have made me wait until it drops in price, or at least maybe get it on
Is this a $40 game?
It's a $40 game, but it's got to drop in price more. I want to see it for $25.
As soon as we saw it, I think Tony and I both said that this looked like shit. It's going to be shit.
The argument that I've read about it is the game actually has very good combat. It's just
it looks like Knack. I mean,
the world is too big for the game and that it's built for. It's just barren wasteland essentially, and you're going back and forth amongst one area.
Inafune is involved. I will never play that game.
Good point, and that's a good point too. I already have that hate for him already, so
it's amazing how high we had him.
Yeah,
and now
I'd love to listen to that podcast again.
He was the chosen one.
You
were the chosen one.
We just compared Inafune is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of Star Wars talk tonight. All right, let's continue on with Fallout 4 mods.
More bad
or not.
Hey guys, remember last year when they were like, "Yeah, mods coming to PS4."
How do you feel about that, Mike? Like, I know you're still playing Fallout, so
I am. That's actually all I've been playing
you
lately.
mentioned this last week, where you're like, oh well, maybe with the mods there'll be something else to do.
I think you did mention that in the podcast. You said
yeah,
you're waiting
probably.
for the mods.
But
not happening.
No, because Sony, the reasons are very vague, and apparently Bethesda came out and said that they don't want the mods to be the way they should be, so we're not going to do them, or something along those lines. I don't know what that means, but they did it for Xbox, which apparently they're not really that great there either because they're very limited, but they still are.
Well, let me sum this up. Let me sum this up for
PC Master Race.
Yeah, I'll sum this up for our listeners. Cross-network play is never happening. There. Summed it up.
Yeah, maybe. Because Sony, I don't know, they just don't want to do anything anymore.
Arrogant Sony.
But it's for the players.
They don't give a shit. They already have all the players.
You need to be protected from yourself.
The thing with this is, what's ridiculous is that they came out and even said that they're not even trying to compete with the Xbox. They're trying to compete with PC. And yet you're not going to allow mods on your PlayStation. So you're not competing with PC.
Yeah. No one's who's competing. Everyone is saying they're not competing with anyone, and they're all idiots and they're liars. But PlayStation feels like they don't need to compete with anyone because they've been number one in this market for this whole generation.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just PR speak. But by saying, "Oh, we're competing against PC and the high-end users," you could say that because that's vague. Because there's manufacturers, like it's not one entity. It's not like just Microsoft. It's thing. If they acknowledge Microsoft as a competitor, it looks a lot. I think it makes them look weaker, which is why even in months where they do win in sales and stuff like that, they hardly even tout. They don't even compare themselves to the other competitors. It's like, yeah, PlayStation did awesome, and then Microsoft is winning. It's like, I don't know. I think just the PR landscape has changed this generation. So,
well, this is where we got to start, raising the bitch fit that we raised back when Xbox had that awful E3, and
got them to reverse course. Yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
And because Sony saw that, like, sweet, we can do nothing now, and they did. But it was a good nothing. They didn't do anything wrong like Xbox was going to do. And now they feel so secure in their place that they don't have to do anything. And
it's arrogant Sony, return of arrogant Sony.
But yeah,
it's amazing how fast it happens, isn't it? Like the PS3 generation was catch up. Now they're ahead.
Is it
the
return,
back to the old
or
ways.
is it? Now we just realize they've always been here.
So I've never really liked Sony. I got a PlayStation 4 simply because it was cheaper, and I like Uncharted as a exclusive better than the other stuff that Xbox was offering, and I had no interest in the Kinect.
I mean, even up to this point, I would say the better gaming experience has been on the PS4. I mean, I've been disappointed with every original IP Microsoft's released, including their franchises in Halo. Gears might change that for me, obviously, but I'm not even going to... Up to this point,
Quantum Break was maybe their only game.
What's that?
Yeah, Quantum Break is maybe the only thing of interest that came out, I think.
I was disappointed in, I guess I wasn't... It was a good game this year. It was very good, but it wasn't something that... It didn't...
Wasn't remarkable. It wasn't special.
Yeah, it didn't
wasn't
give
memorable.
Me that, there was no wow factor for
Nobody's
it.
talking about it now.
In my Game of the Year consideration, it won't be there. Like, it's just not going to be there at all. Not
Yeah.
even like a brief moment.
Well, we
It's
all know
just-
it's Overwatch anyway. But
To me, it's just glaring. But going back to Fallout not getting mods on PS4, it's just glaring because Xbox has it,
Mhm.
and I know it's not great, but they have it. And
Right. It's just another check mark or checkbox that Microsoft has that Sony doesn't. Like just like backwards compatibility. Like
It's
It's-
just like
You
why?
can't argue that it's slowly building on that side. Like, they are getting more.
No, it
they
is.
have a better Slim
It is.
console. They have a
No, it
better
is,
console.
absolutely. And Jim, like a year ago, I said I will probably never buy an Xbox One, and now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be looking out for deals this holiday season. Because there are some games I want to play. Not to mention, if they keep continuing to work on the 360 backwards compatibility, it makes it more,
Yeah.
alluring
Your
to me.
library is
Right.
waiting. Like, the second, like, any digital content you've gotten from Games with Gold or anything you bought automatically goes to your Xbox One. It's all there. Castle Crashers, everything's there for me.
Yep.
I love that feature. And like I said before, with the PS Slim, which I need a new console. Like, my PS4, just installing this patch was ridiculous. Like, I don't know. It sounded like it was dying when it was installing the patch.
Why are
it
you
was
killing me?
It was whirling at
did
me.
it,
It was making a whirling sound. Did it do that
were
for you?
you like? Well, no, mine installed while I was at work.
Oh. See,
Oh,
mine doesn't
fuck,
do that.
no.
It doesn't fucking do that. It drives me crazy.
No, because you have
I-
to turn it on with buying. So what I do is when there's an update to something, I go in the App Store and buy a theme that's free. Hit download now. It turns on my PlayStation, downloads all the updates.
My Xbox just does it. It's done. Like, all my
Mine,
patches
and
are
that's the other
installed.
thing with mine. It does. I don't know why, but I always have to. Anytime like the Destiny or with
And
Overwatch, I
let's-
always have to install those and download them.
Let's
whenever I
talk
start.
about 4.0 now, because that's what we're on. Let's talk about the firmware 4.0
firmware?
came out today.
Now, before
So-
we begin, if listeners or viewers, we did a bonus round podcast / video. So if you want more in depth, watch or listen to that. But we will talk about it briefly here.
Oh, this.
Well, the Pro.
The
We did
Pro.
a bonus round on the Pro.
Right on the Pro. I thought that's
Yeah.
what we were getting at.
We talked about Slim and Pro. No, we're talking about the. I'm kind of adding the
Oh, the
firmware
firmware,
talk
the firmware. I'm sorry,
into
I'm
this
sorry.
conversation.
Right.
So.
I'm just reminding them then.
Yeah. Well, no, because
Definitely
you're
check
right.
it out because
I mean,
it gets lively.
again, like Tony said, though,
there's
if you
some
could
bonus
get
content too
an
with Apple.
Xbox One Slim, which has built-in 4K, HDR, for $249 this holiday season, that might be awesome to get.
with Halo 5.
With like the entire
like,
library of Microsoft games, like they're giving out. Like
you
giving out,
know
like,
you're gonna
Microsoft games.
throw in like every exclusive that they can.
Yeah,
I might pick that up and just like leave that at like parents' house for when I go back home on the weekend and just like play Xbox stuff back there.
Plus,
Yeah.
plus
I
the
could
design.
definitely see
You guys
Slim.
can't even argue.
Slim is
now,
nice.
I'm a homer with the Microsoft stuff, but you can't argue that the S console is sexier. It's definitely sexier.
Oh
than
no,
the
I'm
Xbox.
not arguing that.
Yeah,
But I
Such
don't
a
buy
nicer
a
looking
console just based on how sexy it is. So
That PS4 Slim is an ugly console. I'm sorry, I just it's an ugly console.
No, the Slim's fine.
I really don't care what the
What
console
the
looks
fuck?
like at all.
I'm just
Pro
saying that
at all.
it's a like. I don't know. It's not a
put
display.
a brown
it's not-
bag over it. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know what to
you
tell
could.
you.
You could brown bag it.
Butterface.
Overheat it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine's.
Don't bring it home to
I'll
mom.
put
Like,
it
don't
in
let
now.
your friends see. I don't know. Take a
You
shot.
hide it. You hide the Slim from your friends, and
Some
then the
beer
Put it
bottle.
on
Xbox
the,
are like.
put it on
"Look
the
at
bottom
this."
shelf of your entertainment rack.
Yeah, yeah. Just you put it in the closet when people come over and tell it to stay there and shut up. That
Yep.
kind of thing.
Be quiet.
Anyways, so let's talk about 4.0 firmware, which came out today and didn't auto-update to my console, because even when I turned my system on today when I got home, it didn't start until I went to the PlayStation Network, the store, to sign in. Then it finally started downloading.
It says
How big
it's-
is it?
It told
it's
me it's
370 megs. It's super small.
Oh.
ready to download for me, but it didn't do it by itself. I think probably because it needs a restart. Is that why?
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't know
Corey.
what. Oh. I know that I got it going from work. That's all I did.
Anyway, so it adds what? Folders to games only. Like the row that you see at the top of your interface, you can make folders now for your games, right?
And whatever, any of those tiles you get to put in the folder.
No.
Yeah, you can put
that's-
junk. There's you can just put all the stuff you don't
But
want.
how
in.
do I get my... Okay, so I have Voodoo. Again, we're going to go Netflix, Voodoo, and Hulu.
Well, you're talking. That's different, Jim. That's not those. That's an app. So that video thing is a tile that you can
Yeah,
put in a folder.
I want
but then
to
you
be able
cannot pull
to
stuff out of
remove-
that.
I want to be able to remove their ads that are in that folder, that tile, And also the fact that the Voodoo app, the download one is at the top for me, and the app is down at the bottom. Like,
yeah, well, that's different though. That's not a tile on that line.
Why can't I
That's
rearrange that?
app.
It's ridiculous that I can't rearrange that. It should even go by use. Go by use. Put the stuff I use up because that would be fine with me. It would be right there.
That's what it does anyway. It puts the games you play more often to the left.
Well, no, he's talking about.
I'm talking about it within the tile.
Video apps.
Okay, yes. All right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's
where
there's
the problem
confusion.
runs into. Yes,
I agree.
Overwatch is always right there, and then my video app tile is always right there. But
whatever disc in is always the first thing. But then.
Yeah,
I understand.
I just want them to be able to fix that. But anyways, what does 4.0 add, Corey? Please tell me.
I haven't even got a chance to really look at it.
I got
too
white
much,
notifications now, and all my friends basically said that they really.
Oh, was that what you were talking about? Like, I didn't know what you were talking about in Slack earlier when you're like this patch. I was like, is he talking about the iOS update?
No.
I thought you were talking about.
PlayStation, now the notifications that used to come across that you were invited to groups were black. Now they're white.
Okay.
Woo,
oh yeah, I think I noticed that too.
What else? I mean, what else is there supposed to be adding in this?
You get.
I mean, they customize the home. The home. You can customize the home button. Like what happens when you hit the home button.
There's like the fast action menu. I think I can demonstrate it a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see because I can't.
Oh wow, we got video going with this. This is great. It's very bright, but there you go. It's got to catch up.
So,
it adjusts eventually.
Yeah.
So this here menu, you can. It's kind of like the Xbox One interface.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow. It is something different.
That's an overlay now. That's good. I like that. Okay, we have overlays in PlayStation finally.
So it's just like the Xbox One
Yes.
with their home button thing.
But they're not competing with them.
Nope. No.
They go at their own pace with their software, though. I'll give them that. They definitely go at their own pace with their software, just like they do with the Vita, which we're going to get to in a moment. But anything else to 4.0 you want to add? We're going to talk about Vita for 6 hours.
I haven't really got to play with it too much, but it is out.
More than Tony's talked about Vita. Ayo!
All right, so we'll talk maybe a little more 4.0 as we use their features next week. So yeah, Sony also had their TGS thing yesterday, earlier. I don't know how it works with time travel, but because it's time zones. So they announced 2 new colors for their PS Vita.
Whoa, colors!
The colors,
alive.
Duke. The colors.
It's alive? No.
In Japan, it's sort of.
You can paint something that's dead. It's still dead.
Well, yeah, sure, absolutely. I'm not disputing that.
When you posted that in Slack, I was like, "What the fuck are they announcing? This thing is dead. They've stopped all development for it. Why are they making? Why are they printing more of these still?"
For now, it's still viable in Japan, and
I
would be surprised if
Japan is the only reason. Yeah.
I would be surprised if those saw release outside of Japan.
I don't think we've ever gotten any colors around here except for the black and the white, right?
No, we got the blue too. I think it was GameStop exclusive or something. I forget.
Okay. I saw an orange one. I'm like, there was an orange one? So I was
There's
shocked.
like pink ones and there's a whole bunch of slew of colors over there.
Yeah. So, all right.
So it was true. The rumors were true that there were a new handheld something in the works.
Yeah, it's
now we know.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of new system,
that it was just going to be colors. So, go ahead.
Speaking of new system colors, Xbox One S is getting a black color and a green color, well, a dark green for their launch of Battlefield 1. So you can get a 1 terabyte Xbox One console now, the small version of it. Instead of getting white, you can get it in like a matte. You can get it in like a matte black finish.
Matte black. It was a
matte black, and there's like a green one.
Not
like
jet black.
No, not jet black. So, which is hopefully my iPhone. But anyways, moving on. What else we have? Oh, N7 Day. Remember N7 Day last year? How we were looking forward to Andromeda news and we didn't get any.
No, I don't.
Oh, you were. We were though. But
yeah, I know you were.
I was looking forward to it. I was so psyched to get nothing for it. I was so pissed at that presentation. Now they're actually teasing that a ton of Andromeda news will be at this N7 Day on November 7th.
Well, we finally got something at the PlayStation.
Yeah, we saw some
out of like
some
left
very
field.
unimpressive footage, though. I thought that was kind of like,
It didn't
looks
show
like
anything.
people walking around.
Yeah, it showed nothing.
Some awkward platforming that we don't want in Mass Effect games was in there.
Yep. And I mean the normal pressing the button stuff, but like that's got to be in between combat. They didn't show us anything like that.
No,
So
that wasn't great. That wasn't great footage, to be
no, it
honest.
wasn't. We said that. I don't. Well, you were on the spoiler cast there, or the bonus round.
I wasn't.
But we did mention that on our bonus round. So, and lastly, we have Kojima revealing that Death Stranding.
Oh, do we want to talk about PS4 Pro at all, or
I'd
no?
say we should mention a little bit,
We
because
will.
if you guys didn't,
just in case. Yeah.
We will. If you didn't watch the bonus round, which we have a whole bonus round on.
and I'd like
Kojima-
to hear what Mike thought of it, because we haven't
Sure.
heard them from.
Kojima reveals Death Stranding, that weird E3 game that we saw, is going to be an open world co-op action game. That's with Norman Reedus, if you remember that weird looking game that was weird. I can't say weird enough about that. It's weird. So
Yeah.
Is it? It's weird. Yeah.
Weird.
It's
So, an open world co-op action game. How does that work?
done by an
Oh,
indie
no.
company. Don't forget, this is an
Doesn't
indie
Dying
company.
Light have co-op in it? Isn't that open world?
There's a co-op mode. Yep.
Yeah, so
I've
this
never
is the same
tried it.
idea.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting that. It's like
Yes.
$30 for everything.
What is so great about that game?
It's just
I
fun,
think-
dude. It's fun.
It's parkour and zombies. I mean, looks pretty good. I've been wanting to try it, and for $30 you get everything. I think that's a pretty good deal, considering Tony got like everything for $20.
Best deal of that year. That was amazing. I was
Yeah.
like, what? Okay, it worked.
All right. Well, let's talk about the PS4 Pro, Mike. We had a bonus round on this. They mentioned, obviously, they had their like event where they announced the console. And did you get to see any of this?
A little bit, but I really don't understand most of it.
You were
think
saying
we
this
were
on a
right
bonus
there.
round.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you, Mike. I'm laughing because I'm pretty sure we talked about this. Like,
Literally.
even we didn't get it. Like,
Yeah.
and we're three of us are IT nerds, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. If the
And not
three of
that-
us couldn't
not that
understand
you're
what they were
not, like,
talking
a
about, there was
IT
no chance, no
person
offense.
or
Yeah.
a geek or anything, Mike. But we were just saying like we understand all these like technical terms for the most part, and we had no idea what was going on. So when we're like, yeah, Mike is not gonna have any clue what they're saying,
Yeah.
or probably even care.
No,
Yeah.
that's kind of saw a little of it, and I'm just like, well, whatever. I'll learn about this as it becomes relevant to my life, which it probably won't
as
be.
it becomes relevant to my life.
Yeah.
It
That's
doesn't
a good
look
way-
very relevant. I mean,
I-
in my opinion,
I think they
feel-
really shot themselves in the foot there.
I think it was
So-
a terrible presentation that, like I said, I need to get a new PlayStation, and I'm looking at the Slim. If the Slim had 4K streaming, which I'm not even doing yet, but I want to, if I'm going to get a console, I want it to be, like, future compatible. So, like, I would get it. I would get the Slim. I don't really want the Pro. It doesn't really have any features that make sense. Like, all it looks like it's going to do for us is give us better frame rates for their games coming out. That's what I got from this presentation, right? And they couldn't even show us that, really.
It's hard
So-
to show over a stream.
Yeah, I know.
So- Yeah,
It's supposed to be 4K gaming compatible, but not
not native
anything
4K.
else. Whatever that means.
So your TV. if
See,
you bought
that's the thing. Like, I want to like. All right, Mike. When you hear 4K gaming, and then like you go out and you want to buy a 4K television, like, what are you looking for?
Nothing. It's got to look better. I don't know. Does it look noticeably better? Yes or
mean,
no?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I don't think that it will be that noticeable. Although the Digital Foundry article is pretty interesting. I thought that was
it is
great.
nicer.
They did a better job of selling that system than Sony did,
Yeah.
and they're just like saying, just giving
And
you
everyone was talking about HDR. I'm like, what is that? I asked you guys on Slack. I'm like, I have no
See-
idea what that is.
Like, if you go to Best Buy, I was at Best Buy today looking at the TVs, and it's a really nice picture. Like the LG stuff I was looking at, that's the TV that I'm going to end up buying next year. But like, and it looks really nice. I don't know how I can't translate that to video games because I haven't seen it on a video game though. All I see are these like 4K images, which are demos and are meant to like the wow factor, the particles. You know what I mean? The Corey, the particles. That's
Yeah,
really what they're
3D.
doing. Yeah. So they were doing that in the Sony TVs, all the little sparkly particles flying, and then you notice HDR. I want to see it in games, and I don't know how they're going to demonstrate this because what company demos HDR TVs with games on them? I don't know of anybody. Best Buy doesn't do it. So how are they going to get this point across to gamers? I don't know.
I know.
Like, this is going to be a weird. I don't know.
The
how
problem
this is,
is the Pro was for people like us, but they didn't really market it to people like us at all. I think that's where they faltered, because they could have come out and really given us a reason to upgrade our system. Because to me, like, we were talking about corporate greed and stuff, and Sony's just been coming out and just like nailing that moniker for like this past couple of weeks. Let's raise PlayStation Plus. Let's put out a console $100 more that you really don't know what it's for, but it's better, so buy it. And if you have another one,
bitches.
You can upgrade. I mean, like, really? Like, this doesn't make sense at all. Like, why not wait and put out PlayStation 5 and make that backwards compatible with PS4 games?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there going to be a PlayStation 5 since there's not going to be an Xbox?
They did come out and say, now we had on our bonus round, this is going to continue from the bonus round, we had talked about how they were going to come out with newer, like, to counter Microsoft Scorpio, they're going to come out with newer ones. They came out and said this is the this is the last version
iteration
of the PS4.
All right.
Well, let's see.
So, I mean, in 2018, 2019, we're going to get the, what we mentioned was it could go into that yearly or 18-month upgrade cycle. I mean, that could be happening.
I just don't see that happening. I see a PS5 coming out in, 2 or 3 years.
I see Super PS4 Ultra coming out.
Ultimate Edition.
And then Capcom's like, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Upgrade, though, is like that it's going to be fully backwards compatible with these games. It's just, you're going to get games that are locked out. So, sure, call it PS5 or call it PS4 Super Ultra or call it PlayStation. I mean, whatever you want to call it, I think that PS4 games will probably be moving forward for the most part, and you're going to be playing them. I think you're going to be playing them for a while, sure.
Because you don't think it'll be a hard PS5? You think they're going to adopt the Microsoft philosophy, which I'm not even convinced they're really adopting.
If they call it PS5,
they're just trying it.
Then there's precedent for it. If they call PS5, that you won't be able to play these games. But I think whatever system they come out with next, whatever it may be, will probably be backwards compatible with PS4 games.
Okay. I think so. I think so too. I think that moving forward, it's maybe not future compatible, but backwards compatible.
Tomb Raiders, they've talked about Tomb Raider having 3 settings in it now, where you can play in ultra mode or normal ultra mode, whatever. Low mode.
Like, Mike, seriously, Mike, you don't play PC games, right? And you don't want to play PC games.
Only older point-and-click games. That's what I play on PC.
But, like, you don't want to go into options and change these settings. Like,
no,
I'm not saying I don't want to do this because I would do this, but I know, like, I'm not calling you a casual gamer. Let's rephrase that. It's not casual gaming. It's you don't give a fuck
your
about
brother
the picture.
would never do
You're
this.
playing the game.
No, he would never do this.
Listen, you're playing the game to play the game.
Yeah, I play these games to play the game. I play these systems to play a game without thinking about it. We even talk about the firmware update. I'm like, this is stuff I don't care about. I will never use. I'll never fiddle with this. I don't care where the folders are. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Feed?
I want to play the fucking game.
Because I've never looked at the feed. Apparently, there's a like you can like things on there. I never used that ever.
It's a live feed on the far left.
That shit either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't particularly like. You make 3 settings, and it does make it pretty straightforward. I think it'll be easier than doing something similar on a PC, but I don't want to be bothered with it. I don't want to like.
It needs to auto detect that stuff anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. It's not what I want to be doing on a console, and that at some point, like, I will have to be like, will it be better to be? I might as well just be playing on a PC. Mm-hmm. If it becomes too much like that,
the way
now,
this
I don't know.
looks, I mean, Tony, that actually could be a thing. Like, seriously, like, if they start making it as complicated as it sounds it's going to be, you might as well get a PC, right?
I know, and that's what my point was. All these
First of all, none of us have said we want to do this. We just said that if it gets that way, you might as well. That's it. I don't want this to be a thing.
PC to a big TV. Like that enough is confusing to me. I don't
use an HDMI cable. It's the same cable.
No, it's easy. It's super easy. Yeah, controllers are the same. You plug your controller in USB, or you can pair it with Bluetooth dongles, and it's fine. But it's the settings, it's the optimization, it's the thing I like about consoles that sounds like it's going away. right?
Right. And that was my point. That the line between
No,
the
it's
PC
going.
and the
We
console,
didn't know this until last week, and you've said this for years. That's all I'm saying, Tony. Like, yes, you have said this for years, absolutely. But our entire
thank you. That's all I want. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear.
That's why, though, I think when PlayStation says they're not going to compete with Microsoft, maybe they're not going that way. That's why I think they still might do a hard PS5.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
definitely.
I don't know.
So. Well,
That's the thing. It's Microsoft. We even acknowledge this with the Xbox Anywhere program that Microsoft finally realized. You know what? Maybe we can't face Sony 1v1 worldwide. Like we're by using console only. We got to leverage our strength, which is the PC market, to our advantage. So that's why future Xbox games are going to be on the Xbox platform and via Windows Store.
Oh.
Which is why I kind of said, like, I feel like Xbox is sort of getting out of the console market, which you say it's not true.
And that's also
I feel like they are.
what I've said for a while, that, it's not lucrative for them anymore. They're just pissing away money.
Anyways, all right, let's get into what we've been up to. Mike, you've been gone.
Well, yeah, so I've been playing, actually, the last
third game?
The last bit of content I'll play on Fallout 4 in Nuka World, the DLC. It's bigger than I thought. There's a lot to do. It's a little better than I initially thought to. There's more to it, and it does incorporate stuff in the main world as well as Nuka World. But again, like, only the companion that you can get in the new content has anything to say about anything you do there, so it's a little bit of a disconnect, which I don't like, but it's fine. It's just, this is it, and it's...
What does it add, though? Is it worthwhile? Is it fun? Are you like, damn, I'm glad I paid money for this?
Oh, yeah, I think it's worthwhile. The only reason why, like, I'm feeling like I want to rush through it a little bit is just because I got Deus Ex.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, oh, I want to get through this. But no, yeah, it's fun. There's 6 locations with their own sort of like little objective and story that you unlock in Nuka World. They all are themed based on this park that existed like Disney World. It's pretty funny. They have new flavors of the Nuka-Cola, new armor, new weapons, and there's basically raiders own different parts of the park, and you need to choose. You somehow become the boss of all of them, and you choose who gets what section of the park, and you align with certain ones. Or you could kill them all, too, alternately, which I still might do in the end because they all deserve it. But we'll see. So I'm playing through just to see where the story goes with, the power struggle between the 3 factions of raiders and you in charge of them all. So it is interesting. It's probably about the same size content-wise as Far Harbor, which is real good. I think it's a little less interesting story-wise, but we'll see. I haven't finished it, so I don't know. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, but I am sort of looking towards the end now, knowing that this is it. I guess this is it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
That's all I've been playing, really.
Corey?
Let's see. Well, Overwatch, I finished my placement matches on PS4. And I have to say, I thought I played a lot better.
Oh, yeah, I did that, too. I forgot.
Yeah, yep.
I thought I did a lot better on PS4 than I did on Xbox. Xbox, I specifically was like, I'm going to play only support even if I lose these games. I'm going to play support, not changing, not going to do deter, whatever. I'm going to play support. I won 5-5 on Xbox and placed just under 2,400. And then I won one game, and that pushed me just over 24. I got 16 points in my win, which is ridiculous.
That's
I think.
horrible.
Yeah. So I'm like at 24 or something on Xbox now. On PS4, I'm like, I'm going to play whatever it takes to win. I'm going to switch to support. I'm going to switch to DPS. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And I was joking with you, Mike, because I didn't see any leavers on Xbox. I was like, people don't leave. It seems like it's gotten much better.
Yeah.
3 matches in a row. I started off, I think, 2 wins, and then 3 matches in a row, I had leavers.
Yep.
You played during the free weekend, though.
But again, we shouldn't be matched up with like these people
They won't be
who played it for the
playing
first
that,
day
though.
or 2.
It doesn't
Who knows?
matter.
Maybe they played enough time to get that level that quickly.
That's
I don't
almost impossible.
It doesn't even matter. They want to play competitive. Maybe they should have tried harder. Like they're gonna play all that time into play competitive and then drop out.
Like good point. Good point.
It's like, so why do you do that? Like you're just screwing with our entire thing, and it sucks. So
it's because their mom called them. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, we're playing as best we can, but for the most part, you can't overcome one person going. Like we did that one time, and that was amazing. I think when I was playing with you, Tony and Jim, I don't know if you were there, Mike, but and then so like 3 losses in a row, and that's just like that just sucks. And because I thought, like I said, I thought I was playing a lot better, and then I played another game, and won, then lost, then won, then lost. So I ended up actually 4-6 in my placement matches on PS4. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I felt, and I wanted to go look at my stats on the Watcher. I wrote a lot of stuff down, but like just I didn't write like my medals or anything. I just wrote like limbs or anything. But I've been like trying to keep track of stuff. And Watcher's not working, and Master Overwatch, none of those sites are working. So
I got all my stats updated last night because I was sending you them.
Yeah.
That was on these sites. So I think the patch that came out today broke the sites.
Well, in any case, I can't. It says like I'm 3-3, which is obviously not true. But in any case, in the end, I placed in gold again at 23. I want to say 2340, something like that. So I'm like, what happened? Like, why? I don't understand why. I felt like I played better. I know I lost one more game than I did in the other one, but I know like I contributed more. But so I really have no idea how these things work anymore, like with those skill ratings and what they do. But I think even though it shouldn't matter because it's supposed to determine your skill, but I think the wins definitely have a major factor in where you get placed.
I think so too. I mean,
because like it shouldn't, if you're doing placement matches, it should be focused on your skill, but your skill is based on if you win or not too, I guess. So.
Well, stats also change if you win. I mean, you'll have much better stats usually if you win.
Not always. I mean, I had some great stats when I had like a 42 elimination and 15 death game that we lost because it was a long game, but we still lost.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens. So like
that's the other thing with levers too, because you almost want to be like, ugh, well, I should quit when it allows you to, but then you lose all your stats if you don't leave. So then you have to fight a losing battle to get your stats up enough to sort of salvage anything. It's just a bad situation every time. There's like no way to win when that happens.
Yeah,
it's feel bad. It's definitely feel bad. Unfortunately, that's just how this genre of gaming is, which nobody has been able to really solve.
Not yet. I think they're doing a great job and stuff, but it's definitely interesting when you solo queue.
League of Legends just incorporated this feature where you can actually enter you can remake a game. Like basically, if everybody, I think, or the majority of people agree to
re-up it,
remake the game,
rematch.
Rematch. Like you leave that game without penalty, unless you're the guy who left, then I think you get penalized heavily. So maybe that's something that Blizzard needs to look into, because definitely that's one of the rage-inducing modes. And that was my very first experience with competitive mode in Overwatch. Is somebody left 2 or 3 minutes in the game because they were sucking really bad. It's like, fuck this. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck this game right now. I'm mad.
Yeah, I mean that. It should not affect the game. A lever should not affect the game that much. They should either have somebody come drop in, but then you have if the game. I guess the timing wise, but
nobody wants to backfill on a competitive game that you're losing.
I think what should happen is the winning team. Unfortunately, I think they need to get the points for the win still, but I think the losing team, at the very least, definitely should lose not as much, if anything, And the guy who left, fuck that guy. At least if they show a consistent, like, it was just like, hey, like, you keep quitting on games you're losing. Like, if it's a disconnect, your power goes out or whatever, there needs to be some forgiveness, because otherwise you just get banned nilly-willy.
They, there's a post on it about how Battleborn does it. I know, Battleborn, who cares about that game? That? But they how they have it implemented is once you start a game and you leave, you cannot play another game until that game is finished.
That's how League goes.
Yeah, it's obviously doing it on console, so you could do that.
I think that's a cool idea. That would stop people from leaving. Unless they disconnect. And then they cancel.
It would, but at the same time, like, you need to penalize them more than that. Like,
well, yeah, sure. You can still they still get penalized, but they also are not able to play a game. Like, why do you leave a game that's not like a quarter of the way in?
Right. I get what you're saying.
You know, like, so don't let them play some more. That's why they're leaving, so they can play a different game. Like, instead, maybe give us a chance to come back. You know, if all of a sudden we're losing really bad, and you know, who knows? They still have a shot.
Yeah.
But in any case, that happened, and so I'll see how it goes. I want to climb up to platinum though. That's my goal this time.
What are you? You're gold right now, right?
Yeah, I gotta get to. I need 150 points, I think, for platinum.
All right. So you're 2,400. What's the difference? 1,000 points they did it, or 500?
500. So you need 2,500 to get to platinum.
No. I mean, difference between playing with friends. So what's the gap? Is it 1,000 points?
1,000.
So it's a huge gap. So it's a huge gap then.
It's 1,000.
Mike, what are you at?
I don't remember. I just know I'm gold.
Yeah. So I mean, you're in the 2,200, 2,400 area. So yeah, I mean, that's 200 points. I mean, so we should be okay. I don't know.
If you're gold, if everybody's gold or platinum, they're going to be able to play together. As soon as you get to diamond, that's when gold people shouldn't be able to play with each other. So
all right. We'll see how many points it is. Anything else, Corey?
Like you mentioned, I did play Destiny a little bit. My one friend, he needed to wrap some stuff up that's gonna no longer be available to do, not content-wise, but just acts in the game that get recognized. It's called the Moment of Triumph. So I helped him out the other day, and it was funny because he's been trying to do this all year since Taken King's come out, basically, and so finally we got it yesterday, which
sounds like a Apple thing.
Sure does.
Yep.
But yep. So
right.
So I feel good that he got it, because I know if he didn't get it, and then next week rolled around, he would have been pissed. It's like, wait, what? I just see him being like, wait, I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Tony.
Let's see. I beat Fire Emblem Revelations finally.
Yeah.
Took a break from the game because just like going from Birthright to Conquest, it was just like, oh man, Conquest just broke my balls. Like literally just fucking broke my balls. I was like, damn, that was crushing. So I took a break from the game, just get away from it. But I really did like it at the end. It's funny because I wasn't really feeling it at first because I'm like, God damn, I got to level up these fucking characters again. Because, you know, all your units start out kind of weak and you got to build them into monsters. But, like, I kind of wish the game had let you just take your crew and kind of just go on a victory lap and just fucking steamroll through that third path of the game. Instead of making me go from, like, level 1 again, you know, start me out at level 20. I don't care if the enemies are higher, you know, but just grinding everybody up to get, like, the skills and the classes and everything, I was just... And the children pairing, I was just, it was a headache. But no, I love the game. The story and the characters weren't as good as I thought Awakening should have been. So I definitely hope they get that in order for the next game, whenever that is. I think we might see the mobile game, but I have a feeling that might be a bit more like All-Starsy, where it's like, hey, all the characters from different Fire Emblem games. But we'll see. That's delayed until next year. Because of the Mario Run game, which I don't think we talked about on the podcast yet.
Well, we didn't talk about any of the Apple stuff
We
yet.
did talk about it on the podcast, because I said how I was looking forward to it, because I had Monster Dash, I was talking about Runners.
That's right.
We definitely talked about it. It may be on the bonus round, but we talked about it.
Yeah, but...
the podcast didn't happen.
I'm saying maybe it was in the bonus round, actually.
Which is why I'm mentioning it now. Because,
yeah, exactly. I was like...
You know, one of the big announcements... and this is what I said on the bonus round, is that in a day where you have, Sony announcing their newest PlayStation systems, the biggest controversy or talk on the internet that day for gaming was Mario coming to iOS and mobile stuff in general. Which, is
that and the headphone jack. I mean, those two things.
Right, I said specifically for gaming, though.
Yeah.
Mario was definitely the biggest thing on social media that day.
As far as sure, PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yep. Other than that, just some more Overwatch. Jim and I started our placement matches last night. We went 3-1, so hopefully we continue that. I really like
Right.
to go like 7-3 or 8-2, preferably. But
Let's get to 5 wins first, and then we'll build from there. Let's just get the 5 wins first. 'Cause
Yeah,
then you
Jimmy's
guarantee the 5 and 5.
Don't count your chickens,
Yeah.
because what happens, I think, and what I was feeling is that they were putting me in matches that they wanted me to carry my team. Not that I'm going to carry teams, and that's the problem. It's like,
Our first
what?
match of the night last night was a joke. It was a fucking joke. We were laughing while playing. That's how easy it was. Like, it was that easy. It
it
was
felt like
easy.
a casual mode. Like it's like
Yeah.
these people know they queued up for competitive, right?
Yeah, that was the one they didn't push the payload once, right?
I forget. That might have been the third game. But then
I
you're
think that was
no.
the third
I
game.
think the first one. I think we won decisively, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the third match. Or the fourth. I forget.
Maybe
Whatever.
it was third or fourth. We paired up with some good players, a team of 4 once, and they were great, and we rolled through it. And then there was another one where they did not push the payload 1 inch during the entire match. So it was pretty hilarious because all we did was jump down and touch the payload, and we won. It was amazing.
Like I killed 2 people, hit the payload, and it goes victory. I'm like, huh? Like, oh, okay, this is a thing. Cool. But
yeah. So I'm queuing
that-
as support. Just for the record. So
Yep.
we'll see.
But
We'll
that's
see
it
where
for
I
me.
place. All right, that's really it. I mean, we've already listened to what I was up to. So we do have an offer for our listeners. If you go to trylootcrate.com/AYCG, you can sign up for Loot Crate, which is a monthly goodies company where they send you collectibles, comics, figures, all that kind of good stuff, t-shirts, buttons, pins, in a box, once a month, awesomely delivered to your house. So if you go to trylootcrate.com/AYCG, and then when you go to sign up, you enter the promo code BRIDGE10, BRIDGE, and the numbers 1 and 0. That's Bridge10. You can save 10% off your first order with Loot Crate. So there's your offer. And I think that's going to wrap up the podcast, right? So listeners or viewers, if you have any comments at all, questions, you can write us, podcast@allycangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter @allycangeek. Like us on Facebook. You can also view us now on YouTube and comment on YouTube. So let us know what you think of the videos. That's going to wrap up.
Definitely check out that bonus content on YouTube.
Oh,
for the
yeah,
Apple
please.
event and
Yeah.
the PS4 bonus round. Bonus content for the Apple thing was kind of just off the cuff, and
Yeah.
it gets lively, which was cool.
It was getting heated.
I
I
have
missed
strong
part
feelings
of the heated conversation,
towards-
but I got it was heated. Just I got the end of it when they were arguing. I'm like, I should be recording
It's
this.
lively. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say heated, but it's lively.
It's
I have
still
strong feelings
ongoing.
for moving something. And
also
Tony
look-
doesn't.
Coming up, look for me to do a nerdgasm cast on the watch I'm getting. My Apple Watch 2 is coming in, and I'll probably do something on the iPhone as well to talk about that. So that'll happen. I'll do maybe a solo video or something with my
Are
new
you gonna do
camera.
an unboxing, Jim?
I haven't done an unboxing in forever, but I was going to just talk about the Apple Watch 2 and how much of an improvement it is over the first one. So that's what I want to find out. I need a new watch, so it's an easy decision for me to buy, but I'll find out if it is an actual good decision to buy. So, okay. So tune in next week. We're going to have some good stuff for games and movies, and that Apple content coming up, I hope, next week with my phone, too. Thanks.